Okay. Welcome everyone to another night of Empowerment Week. This is our first Empowerment Week of the year, Winter Empowerment. We kicked it off yesterday with an amazing presentation on vision boards. So if you guys did not tune into that and you signed up, make sure you watch the recording. We had a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of cool topics, some good ideas to get those creative juices flowing, and kind of how to create what Shamika called like a roadmap for your goals, right? So that was a really fun way to get our week kicked off. The rest of the week is going to be just as fun. Tonight we have our close friend Amanda here from Next Step Orlando. She's going to talk about activity-based therapy and how to keep our bodies, at the best prime it can be. Tomorrow on Wednesday, we will have the pushy lawyer talking about advocacy and how to be your best advocate. Thursday, my friend Gretchen is going to join us and talk about how to find community at any stage in your recovery with a spinal cord injury, which I'm really excited about because a lot of people, they find the community really, really quickly into their injury. I was the opposite. I didn't find y'all for 10 years, and y'all changed my life. So I'm really excited to see what she has to share. And then we are going to wrap up the night or the week, sorry. We'll wrap up the week on Friday with Tony Jacobson. He is our DJ energy guy, and he's going to do a fun fitness and foundations session with us. So we'll have music, we'll have fitness, and we'll talk about all the fun things that you can do to stay consistent with our goals this year. So, first of all, I want to thank all of you guys for making time to come and to pour into yourselves. We could not do this without you guys. And I also want to take a second to thank Amanda. Well, as you guys know, all of our speakers do this on a volunteer basis right now. They are literally just showing up for the community to share their knowledge and to make everyone a little more independent and a little more better. So, without further ado, thank you, Amanda, for sharing your time and your expertise. And you are welcome to take it on over.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. So I'm Amanda. I'm 35 and I am from Orlando, Florida. I am the co-founder of Next Step Orlando. Um, we are a paralysis recovery center. We are also a nonprofit organization. And for over 15 years now, we have been providing activity-based therapy to people living with paralysis in Central Florida, from all over the state, and honestly from all over the world. But really quick, a little bit about myself is I was just, your typical 18-year-old. I was a senior in high school. I danced on my high school dance team, and I was just a couple months away from graduating when I was in a car accident and broke my neck, suffered a C6 spinal cord injury. I ended up going to Shepherd Center in Atlanta. If you're unfamiliar with Shepherd Center, it is a rehabilitation hospital that specializes in spinal cord injury. But it was there that my mom and I first realized that if you do not have voluntary movement below your level of injury, traditional physical therapy does not view you as someone that can recover from your injury. And that was really frustrating for us. So then when I came home, well, let me back up. So then we started researching other options for spinal cord injury recovery while we were there in the hospital, looking online at just what other options there were. And then I came home and I started going to local physical therapy. And that's when my frustration deepened. Not anything against the physical and occupational therapists, but they just didn't specialize in spinal cord injury. And they were used to like hip replacements and knee surgeries or sports injuries. And I just didn't feel like I was being challenged. And by this time, we had found this place called Project Walk out in California. So we decided enough's enough. Let's book a trip. And not long after I got home from Shepherd Center, we were actually out in California spending 6 weeks out at Project Walk. And I honestly just knew right away this is what I need. This activity-based therapy program that we found is what is going to be my best chance at recovering in any form. And so I kept making trips out to California and spending time at Project Walk and doing my activity-based therapy. And while I was out there, I kept meeting people from the Southeast that were also making trips out to California and having to spend so much traveling and staying. And my mom and I realized that this is a program that needs to be more accessible, more available to more people. So in 2009, we actually opened up as Step It Up. At the time, Project Walk was letting you buy, I guess you'd say, their methods for recovery, but not their name. They did eventually franchise and we became Project Walk Orlando, but then they had some bad business go down and did eventually go under. So us, along with a couple other Project Walk centers, joined with another activity-based therapy recovery center called Next Step. So our headquarters are out in LA. There is now also Next Step Atlanta. There's Kansas City, Raleigh, and Vegas. And then Nashville and Pittsburgh should be opening soon. And we also have 2 international locations in New Zealand and Ukraine. But my mom and I are the ones that run Next Step Orlando. And the one thing I'd love to emphasize about our recovery program is that it's done completely out of your wheelchair. And that's not anything against wheelchair fitness. If the only way you're able to get any type of exercise is from your chair, I think that's great. I think you should continue doing that. Any type of movement, any type of exercise is super beneficial. But I just really love that in our program, it's all done from outside of the chair. We're just really all about staying healthy, keeping our bodies healthy. You know, maybe one day there will be a cure for paralysis. Who knows? We want to keep our bodies just as healthy as possible. And we also want to help our clients avoid all those really horrible secondary complications that come with living in a wheelchair, you know, like heart disease and pressure sores, stuff like that. So what we do at Next Step Orlando is we specialize in activity-based therapy. We are the only community fitness and wellness affiliate of the Victory Over Paralysis Neuro Recovery Network. So our recovery program is based by research led by Dr. Susan Harkema. And I'll show you a few of the services that we do offer. So we call it guided activity-based therapy because you are going to always be at least with one of our activity-based trainers, if not 2 or 3. So what they'll usually do is start you with a stretch and do some like range of motion. And then usually they'll move on to a weight-bearing activity. And that could be standing or over ground gait training like Santiago is here. We also do a lot of gait training over the treadmill. So as you can see, there's an activity-based trainer on each leg and one at the hips, and they're assisting in taking steps over the treadmill. We also offer 2 of the Indigo exoskeletons at our facility. This is my absolute favorite. I try to do this at least once a week. I love it. Our newest piece of equipment is the Lyra from ThyroTrainer. It's another robotic gait trainer. As you can see, Jorge really loves this one. And then the other big focus of our program is electrical stimulation. We do have 2 Excite stimulation machines from Restorative Therapies that can be where we take electrodes and we hook them up to your main muscle groups. and they send electrical stimulation so that your muscles are actively contracting while doing physical activities. So we have two of those, and we're actually looking at getting two new ones. And then we also have two functional electrical stimulation bikes, two myocycles at our facility, which I also really love and have been using for years, and think are just so great to have a part of our program. And then, of course, we always incorporate strength training. We have a Smith machine, we have a bunch of free weights, we have a free motion weight stack, and we do a lot of cardiovascular training. We have a few arm bikes, we have a ski erg, we have a couple new steps, and we also offer a simple gym membership, which is just $50 a month. You can come in and you can use the new steps in one of our standing frames as often as you want. So that's a little bit more affordable because the other services do charge by the hour. But we do also offer a small scholarship at our facility for our clients to get started. And then on our website, we have a resources page that has a list of grants that are has organizations and foundations that have funded clients to come and receive our services. So, who do we serve at Next Step? We started off solely as spinal cord injury, but then, like I said, exercise is medicine. Any kind of movement you can do is beneficial. So we soon realized that our program could be beneficial for any kind of neurological disorder. So spinal cord injury, stroke, multiple sclerosis, traumatic brain injury, cerebral palsy. We've had a few Parkinson's disease. We've had some transverse myelitis, really any type of paralysis. We also see a lot of children. But what I really love most about Next Step is just the community that we have created outside of the gym. We're all really good friends, and that's not just the staff, that's the clients and families too. We constantly get together outside of the gym, whether we are going out to get dinner together, going to the movies. We arrange beach days, days to the springs. Luckily in Florida, there's a lot of outdoor activities that we can do. A lot of big open flat areas that are great for Florida. Orlando is also just a great vacation destination, so you can really make the most out of your trip here if you're not local. But again, it's just it's a place to really heal overall, not just physically. I tell everybody that you can come to Next Step to heal physically, mentally, socially, emotionally. It's such a supportive and positive and encouraging place. And it's such a great support system and resource when you feel kind of helpless and hopeless for recovery. I just feel like we are that fill in that gap. And yeah, I just am so grateful to be able to be here tonight and to share about Next Step. And I know it's not like a super long presentation, but if anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. And that's my spiel, really.
Do you know of any that might be opening in Texas?
So I don't know of any Next Steps opening in Texas, but that is one thing that I did forget to say is like I do encourage everybody to seek out a type of activity-based therapy center. If there's not a Next Step in your area, there might be some kind of other center. I do know of React that is close to Dallas, I believe. And I know they do a lot of great stuff there. I know Kendra that started it. She's really great. She's also a Project Walk OG girly. So she's been in the game for a really long time. But also, there's also, if you aren't in near any type of like activity-based therapy or recovery centers like Next Step, there are some really great influencers or creators on Instagram and on YouTube that show really great fitness options from your chair. My friend Jared, who's also affiliated with Victory Over Paralysis, he is on Instagram and YouTube under Positively Paralyzed. He does a lot of great workout videos from his chair. I know Nikki Walsh on Instagram is also shares a lot of great workouts and fitness options that you can follow and do with her from her chair. So again, I just think the more you can move, the better. I just love to be an advocate for staying active and staying healthy because I truly believe that those two things lead to staying happy.
I think there's a Project Walk in Houston, but I don't know if it's affiliated or kind of how that go.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know if they were still open, to be honest. I know, unfortunately, I do believe the owner's son did pass away, so I wasn't sure if they kept it going, to be completely honest. But yes, Project Walk Houston is another great option if they are still open. When we were Project Walk Orlando, they were around, so they've been around for a while. And again, I'm sure providing great activity-based therapy. Let me check the chat too. But yeah, that is that is all. And if you guys ever want to check us out on Instagram or Facebook, we're also on TikTok since it didn't get banned. I love to show case recovery stories for our clients. I also really love to show us out and about in the community when we are at, like I said, those dinners and the movies and the beach days. So I try to show more than just what we're doing in the gym. And there's a lot of clients that come to our gym that are great to follow as well because they just show more again than just being in the gym. They're showing themselves out and just being active and being members of society again, which is what we're all about, is just regaining independence, hopefully regaining some movement, but more so just being a part of a community again.
Yeah, I do have to highlight, adding on to what Amanda said, is that Amanda's team actually collaborated with us last year and we hosted a really fun meetup. And that was one of the biggest meetups we had last year. It was so many people, so much fun. Um, had the Next Step crew, the Wheel with Me Foundation crew. Um, and I love that. I love that they get involved and they show people living their lives and they also support other missions like ours. So thank you so much for collaborating with us and sharing all this great information. Does anyone have any questions for Amanda at all? Any questions about her facility, different ways that you can find therapy, or questions about your own therapy? Keep them very vague because I'm sure, we all have very unique things. Anyone have any kind of questions though?
And just also as well, if you do know of any foundations or you're affiliated with any kind of foundations and organizations and you'd like to collab in some way, shape, or form with Next Step, you can always reach out to me. I'm so willing to do whatever I can to help our community.
Beautiful. Nick B17 said in the chat earlier that they've been to one in California, so that's really cool. Amanda asked if you guys have people come out of state for treatments, or do you
Yes,
guys usually just stick with the Florida residents?
we do actually get a lot of out-of-state clients. Like again, I said, I think just being in Orlando, there's so much extra to do other than to just go to therapy. So we do attract a lot. Next month is actually our big, which I should have mentioned that too. It's our big event, because it's usually in October, so I'm not used to it being in February, but it's our 15th annual Walk and Roll-a-thon. So this is our biggest event of the year. We just invite, the community to come out and to walk or wheel around a lake at a local park where we have different facts about living paralysis posted up, and then they come to the amphitheater and they sit down and we roll out a red carpet, and our clients walk down the red carpet in any way, shape, or form that they can. It's a really, really great event. If you, and why I was bringing that up is because next month we have so many people coming in for that event. Just this weekend, we have a client flying in from Ohio. Next week, one comes down from North Carolina. The following week, one comes from Michigan. And then the following week, one's coming all the way from Ireland right before the event. So not just from different states, but literally from different countries as well. And obviously, if you are not in Florida and you cannot make it to our event on February 22nd, I will be streaming it live on both Facebook and Instagram. So definitely check it out. Just the red carpet part. It's really, really great. I think it's really inspiring because it's just a way for our clients to showcase all the hard work that they've put in all year. And also we use it as a way for them to raise funds for their therapy at Next Step. So they get their own personal fundraising page that they can share leading up to and after the us to help people come as much as we can. We really wish we didn't have to charge anything. Unfortunately, we do have to, like pay for like the lights to stay on and our staff to work. So we do have to charge for services, but we haven't raised our costs in 15 years. So we are doing everything we possibly can to keep it as a financially burdening living with a disability is. And we want to alleviate that as much as possible. So like I said, we also have a great list of resources and grants on our website, which you can also check out for other things other than Next Step Orlando. They will offer grants for other types of activity-based therapy. They offer grants for home modifications, for sports wheelchairs, for sports equipment, for adaptive equipment. So our resources page on our website is a great tool for anyone. And yeah, just we really, really, really got started because my mom and I felt hopeless and helpless, and we didn't know what to do, and we didn't want anyone else to ever feel that way. So that is why we are around.
I love that. I love the mission. I was in another call early today and talked all about the whys and the mission. The one last comment, I wasn't sure if you saw, Thyroid Cancer Thriver asked if there was any offices in the Long Island, New York area. They can't seem to find proper place, severe nerve damage in their legs, can't put pressure on her feet, and they fall a lot. So looking for a place that can help her.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. It is crazy to me, honestly, that New York, of all places, has probably the least amount of options I'm aware of. It actually blows my mind. We have so many clients that have actually relocated to Orlando, like picked up their lives and moved to Orlando from New York because they don't have options. To be honest, the closest place I know of is called Push to Walk, and it is in New Jersey. And I know that's not close to Long Island. I know because I was born in New Jersey. I have family on Long Island. So, but it honestly is the closest I know of that offers the kind of therapy that we do. I wish I knew. I wish somebody would open one on Long Island or in the city, something. But hopefully more and more centers will start to open like ours. 15 years ago, there was literally nothing. Now more and more are opening up. And I think that's great. I think that it is a recovery option that should be available and affordable to everyone. There's literally a gym on every corner for able-bodied people, and I don't see why disabled people shouldn't have the same options to live active lives and have fitness options. So I would love to see more centers pop up. I would love to see one in New York. And yeah, hopefully the more we can spread the word about activity-based therapy and how beneficial it can be to people that are living with paralysis, maybe more and more will be opened, and maybe insurance will start to take it a little more seriously and start to cover it, because it is, unfortunately, it is private pay. It's like a catch-22. It's great because we don't have insurance limiting us what we can do, so we can be super aggressive and think outside the box. And we're not going to kick you out if you're not making the progress that we think that you should. As long as you want to be at Next Step, we will be happy to have you.
I love that. And I love out of the box therapy. We have a private rehab center here in the Charlotte area called Revive. And the lady who owns that is very similar. She unfortunately doesn't take private insurance, but really aggressive therapy, making some really big improvements in independence and sensations. And it's just really cool to see what you can do when you kind of get yourself out of that box. Marty
Yeah.
was curious if you deal with patients that have lymphedema in their swollen legs and feet.
Huh. I would honestly have to, I personally don't think that we have at our center. I don't see why we could not, though. We like, because we really don't even limit it to paralysis. If you have any type of difficulty with mobility, we are happy to give you an evaluation. And if you feel like we're a good fit for you and we feel like we can do something to help you, we absolutely will take you. So we definitely would do an evaluation first just to make sure. We don't want to waste anyone's time or money. But yeah, any type of difficulty with mobility, I don't see why not.
Yeah, Nick said there is nothing in Alabama. I don't think there's a lot of good resources in Alabama in general. I think Alabama is kind of one of those like resource deserts in every sense of the aspect, probably like Nebraska. So
Right.
does anyone else have any other questions at all? Anything else they want to add? Um, anything they want to share? No?
I just know that I was made to feel like very embarrassed in the very beginning for saying things like I want to walk again or I want to regain mobility. And even though my focus has shifted more to wellness and just keeping my body healthy and active, I just want to say that it's always a safe place where you can dream big, have big goals, and nobody will ever make you feel embarrassed or silly for wanting more.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that so much. Well, if does anyone have anything else? I don't want to hold you guys up if there's no more questions, comments, concerns. I agree, Tanya. There was so much great information here today. I'm so excited to kind of go back and re-listen to this and take some more notes and stuff. Um, Renee says every time we go, we do or try something new and it amazes them every time. Heck yes, Renee. I love that. And Julie says, interesting topic. Actually had her last OT appointment this morning. Graduated. Congratulations, Julie. Did you hit the goals that you were looking for? Do you feel like you accomplished some good stuff there?
Yeah, I wasn't able to, like, she wants me to like develop a schedule between like PT and OT and life. having a hard time kind of balancing that out, but trying to figure out like yesterday with some friends I went bowling and I was like, this is my PT and OT.
Yes, yes.
Trying to, claim it in like real life activities
Yeah.
versus like I need to
Well,
set aside 10 minutes to do more squats or weight or wrist curls or whatever, to do official OTPT stuff.
absolutely. I love that. I love that so much. All right. Any final comments at all before we wrap up for the evening? No, I don't see. Everyone's just soaking it all in today. That's what I'm taking it as. Everyone's just soaking all that good energy in. They're thinking about their own therapy. They're like, how can I implement some good stuff into my routine? Because that's literally what I'm thinking. I can't wait to reach out to that private center, revive and be like, girl, I'm ready to try some out of the box stuff. So, well, if no one has any additional questions for Amanda, what I can do is every night we record the sessions. And so in like an hour or so, I'm going to give you guys an email with the recording, and I will connect Amanda's social in that email as well. So I'll put Amanda's social and I'll put the Next Step social in there. So you'll be able to go follow her, follow Next Step on Instagram, on TikTok, all the things. You can keep up with them, see what kind of stuff they have posting, their events if you ever want to get involved. And then if you guys have additional questions, you can reach right out to them and their staff. I think it's safe to say that you don't mind if they reach out, Amanda, if they have any questions or anything.
Please.
Beautiful. Yeah, so if you guys have any additional questions or if something comes up later on, reach out to them. They're a kind team. From what it sounds like, they just really care about empowering and creating more independence. And that's what these events are about, right? We just want everyone who shows up to just go out there and take control, get out of the comfort zone, and just grow that independence. So, this is a great topic, Amanda. I'm so thankful that you came and you shared your information with us. As always, I'm going to thank all of the attendees as well. Tonight is not just about Wheel with Me. We are able to do these fun events with you guys showing up, but you guys showed up for yourself tonight. And I say that at the end of every session. I'm so proud of all of you guys for pouring into yourselves for 1 hour, getting all the information, taking notes, and hopefully utilizing this in your future to like reach out to your own physical therapist or reach out to someone new and be like, hey, I want to do some out of the box stuff too. So thank you guys so much for pouring into yourselves tonight. Yep, thank you for all showing up. The week is not over yet, so if you have not signed up, I will drop a link in that email as well to sign up for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, we are going to have Kelly, the pushy lawyer, talk about how to be a great advocate for yourself. Thursday night, we have Gretchen, who's going to talk about how to find community at any stage in your recovery, spinal cord injury or otherwise. And then Friday, we have Tony Jacobson coming back for fitness and foundations. Now, if you guys have joined us when Tony was here, he usually does a fun dance DJ session. The energy is unreal. But this time, we're going to add in a little bit of a fitness twist to it. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope you guys are too. So if you haven't signed up yet, please feel free to do that. I also forgot to announce yesterday, one quick last thing. We are going to do a small giveaway. Jesse and I are looking at some new merchandise and we are trying to try some new things out. And so it's not near me at the moment, we have a one of a kind test duffel bag. So it is just a plain little duffel bag, folds up. You can carry it around with you. We put our Wheel With Me Foundation logo patch on there. It looks really cool. You can put all of your gym stuff in there, or it could be a nice travel bag. But for all of those of you guys who show up every single night this week, you'll be put in your name will be put in for a drawing, and on Friday we'll draw, and someone will win a one-of-a-kind Wheel with Me duffel bag. So if that's not motivation to keep pouring into yourself, I don't know what is. I'm really excited about the duffel bag. I'm honestly tempted to buy another one and make another one just for me because they're so cool. So, think about that. If you guys need a new duffel bag, come join us for the rest of the week. Pour into yourself some more. If you have any questions for me or Amanda, reach out to us. Otherwise, I will see all of your beautiful faces hopefully tomorrow, guys.
Thank
Thank you all
you.
for coming. See you guys later.
Thank you. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.